as if you were here with me right now. If you were an artist or a friend or something and we were just hanging out and you wanted to see the shop. So it's something you guys don't necessarily get to see. It's just the regular walkthrough that very few get to see. So here we go. Perfect timing. So what happens is, so Dom is cutting these, and it's from the same board. So you get it cut, and it's going to get a body glued together like that. The reason why that's so important is it's the same timber. It's not two random pieces that sound different. It's the same damn board. That's pretty cool. So good timing on that. All of our wood has documentation. You guys got to get posted by it here. It has documentation and paperwork, which means nothing is illegally harvested. There's no poaching going on here. You know, some companies maybe don't know or don't care, but they are getting woods that, you know, they don't have paperwork, right? What that means is some of these, you know, lumber mills are going through the forest. Maybe it's even an actual protected area, cutting trees down and then selling them, right? It's like poaching the wood. So at Kiesel, we're very conscious of that. So everything we buy has documentation and paperwork, which does cost more, but it's important to us, right? We want to protect our natural resources as much as we can. I mean, of course, we're still, you know, using wood to build instruments, but all the wood is grown with the purpose of building something out of it, creating something out of it. So here we are getting the best top-of-the-line wood from all around the world, all with documentation and paperwork, and everything. Once we get it here, we're going to go ahead and kiln dry it and process it. And what kiln drying is, it's taking the wood, because the wood is wet when it's growing. And the tree is growing, it's got a lot of moisture, and what we do is we pull that moisture out over a period of time. Some woods you can't actually even put in a kiln. You have to do what's called sticker stacking, which is like this right here. You see all this ebony here, all these ebony fretboards? And what will happen is over time, just by putting it up in the racks, it'll dry out. And why it's important to dry all the wood before working with it is you don't want the wood, once you cut it, if it's wet, you start working with it, it wants to twist. That's bad, right? Especially for like a neck. You know, we've all played guitars where we're like, what is wrong with this? It doesn't feel right. Sometimes the necks will get a twist to them if you don't kiln dry them. So it's really important. That's something we're really conscious of. Look at this. I mean, like I planned this shit. Okay, what's up? Let's go, man. Check this out, my man Mark is pulling up some 7-piece necks right now. This is something that, like, I just told the guys, I was like, why don't we do a little walkthrough real quick? It's been a while since we've done one. I didn't come back here and tell these guys, they had no clue. But just random. So here we go, watching Mark put together a 7-piece neck. Look at that. These are one of my favorite necks. I still prefer the walnut Purple Heart ones, but the maple and mahogany are still really cool. You can see the ones Mark's already glued up over here. We have several of them there. And now he's laminating these ones, putting them together. And then off it goes. And so he's got these other 4 here to do, and then they're going to get clamped. So that's it. So that's some neck, a little bit of behind the scenes on neck construction. Once those necks are dried, the glue, we're going to go ahead and sand them down, plane them, get them flat and even. Then we're going to stack them and kiln dry them. And what we're doing is we're thermo treating them. That's what we called it, because we're heating them up and then slowly cooling them down, stress relieving the necks. This is our saw that we use to cut our top. You guys might not be able to see this, you gotta get low. So So you can see the blade in there? Anybody see that?
Oh, yeah.
See how paper thin that blade is? Paper thin. And the key there, the thinner the blade, the better the book match when you open it up, because the less material you remove. Super important to have less material removed. I'm fucking dying. I think I need some water. Here, I'm gonna take this. Can you grab my cup?
Yeah.
Sorry, on my desk. Sorry, brother. Dying here. So what happens with when we have the saw, the thin saw blade? What we'll do is, because it's so thin, they wear out really fast. So once a week we have to swap that out at about $500 per blade, plus the labor, to swap that out. So not super cost effective, but it gives you guys a better product. You see this guy right here in the press. You see the top, the 3-piece layer, and the body. And these guys are gonna go, actually, these guys are gonna be in the press. And this one went in, he didn't write down what time. Usually they write down what time. And these are in for a little while, about 3 hours usually. See this guy here, getting glued up. Look at that. So rad. These things are putting down 8,000 pounds of force to glue those tops on.
That's a lot of force right there.
A lot of force. Alright, won't let me zoom in. There he is! With the water! Saving the damn day. Alright, hand this back to Brandon, get some water. I didn't think ahead. I had this happen last time when I was walking back here. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Save the day. Pop right in there. Alright, so this guitar was ordered and the date is 10/12 for Kevin. That's our due date. Look at that CNC action. You gotta love that. Cutting the big deep body bevel out. That's a big thing with Kiesel. I want to make sure all the guitars are super comfortable when you hold them. Look at that.
Perfect timing.
Perfect fucking timing. These are held down with vacuum. That was it. So here's the top side. And we still got to go to work on that. But see the back? Check that badass out. So it's going to get flipped over. It's got these locating pins to locate it when we flip it over so that everything on the rear matches the front. Well, it would have been perfect if we had a top being ran right now.
Right.
Another back. That's our solo model. Bolt on 25.5-inch scale. Solo. Drilling out the ferrules for the back plate. And that's drilling the locating pins so when we flip it over, everything's spot on and perfect. Just like that, another one down. So I fucking fall. There we go. Look at that guy. Beautiful swamp ash. So the swamp ash we use is Southern swamp ash. A lot of people get confused between regular ash and swamp ash. So the regular northern ash is what they use in make baseball bats. Very heavy, very dense, and hits a ball really far. You don't want that in an instrument. You want southern swamp ash. That's what we use. Check out all these. Look at that. What a beautiful one.
What up, what up?
This very special one. A beautiful Kiesel edition. Master grade top, master grade back.
Damn.
5-piece body, 7-piece neck. Take the back of the headstock out. The best of the best. All right. What's up, guys? You guys moving on up. Well, yeah, you are. That's awesome. My man. Of different woods, and we use it to fill our poplar, burl tops, our buckeye tops. This process is tedious, but it yields a much better look than just filling it with resin. What's up, Rob? Look at that, full house. So once the machine is done, let's go on the other side.
We're in it right now. I said we're in it right now.
The machine is done. There's a lot of hand sanding that still goes in to get rid of the machine scratches. So the machine does all the important things like locating all the holes, making sure everything's perfect. That attention to detail. And look at JD over there, hyper focus, going to town. Look at that beautiful poplar burl top. Looks like a roasted ash body. Gorgeous guitar. Pale Moon from the Aries run that we did. It sold out really quick. Hell yeah. You can see all these that got primed this morning. So these are going to get sanded tomorrow. And they're going to get color or sealed in the next day or two. You can see all the bodies, neck throughs just stacked up. Look at all this. These are here because you guys are bad at it. It's just amazing the support you guys have given us. Just can't be more excited. Got some exciting news for the custom shop later today. We're having an employee meeting and I think everybody's gonna be pretty stoked. So it's nothing new models, it's just something we're doing for the employees that I know is going to go a long way. They're going to appreciate it, and it's going to show on your guitars, right? That's what it's all about, is making sure we can make the best damn guitars for you guys, because that's what we expect, that's what you expect, and we wouldn't have Michael. How you doing? Doing good. Look at that. Michael put in some fret work. Michael runs our neck department. Awesome guy. Musician himself. He just got back from a little tour.
Yeah.
Dude, we missed you, man. You not being here is weird.
Oh, I missed you too.
What's up, dude? Nick putting in the work. Nick's always my go-to. I have a project or something, I always give my stuff to Nick. Just the quality of work all these guys are capable of is just so amazing. We've never been more consistent than we are right now. I'll show you guys some of the neck process over here. Perfect, look at that. Get ready to cut the volute in the back of the headstock. And then we'll go ahead and shape the headstock. Drilling the locators for the tuners. So we offer a lot of headstock shapes. If there's a particular headstock that we offer you want on a model, you pretty much can get whatever you want if it's something we offer. And there she is. That's it. Just hold down with vacuum. And so what Jesse's going to do is he's going to drill holes here. And then we're going to go ahead and just break that off. And then we're going to route that out the rest of the way. We can't cut all the way through because we'll lose our suction over here. So you can see this guy already has the carbon fiber rods installed. That's something we do before we profile the back of the neck, is we put the rods in. Now these rods, you can see these guys here. We have our artists come through. I tell them I'll give them $1,000 cash if they can break one. And I mean, I'm gonna fucking crank on this guy. Come on, bitch! As hard as I can. I mean, even if I push on there, come on! Fuck! I can't even get it to flex. So these rods go in every one of our builds. So what happens is the truss rod pushes against these rods. These push against the truss rod. So once you adjust your Kiesel, your neck, it shouldn't move. That's my goal. I want to make sure the necks aren't moving around on you guys. I want you to enjoy playing them, not worrying about setting them up, right? It's a big deal. Check out the fretboards here. Of course, we're going to do it a neck, not a fretboard, but you can see the ball ending on the back of the neck. So when you get one of our instruments, the great thing is these machines are accurate within 1/10,000th of an inch. And you're like, what the hell is a 10,000? Well, I'll tell you, if you take one of your hairs out of your head, not your facial hair, your hair on your head, pull it out, split it 4 ways down the middle, that's the thickness of 1/10,000. That's how accurate this is every single time. So we want to be able to duplicate what we've handmade and make sure it's perfect every time. And it takes a long time. I mean, you see that thing still going back and forth. It's got a long way to go. But that's what it's about. It's about making these things right for you guys and reproducing them so the quality is consistent every single time. Fret wire, you can see the different sizes. You guys have to come this way. See the different spool size. This is 14 and this is 20. So our fret wire, when we buy it, is already the right curvature of the fretboard. We're not taking wire and trying to straighten it or curve it. We're offering the wire that we already offer you guys. The same exact radius that matches our fretboards. Frets are all pressed in over here. And the frets are pressed in one at a time, old school. A lot of companies use one big press, line up all the frets and try to heave them in. Well, you're not paying attention to each single fret. It's not okay. You gotta do it right. Look at all this. Oh. Look at this badass one. Andy James. 5-finger depth punch, my man. Jason Becker. What's up, guys? Check it out, Brandon. Color sanding and buffing, right? You gotta take this bumpy surface. See how bumpy that is? It's like a golf ball. He's sanding it down, getting it perfectly smooth, and then we're gonna buff it out. This is hard to do. These guys make it look easy, but it's not easy. You gotta take your time and really do it right. A lot of time goes into these high quality finishes. You can see over here where we're buffing them. So every single instrument is going to get popped 4 times, 4 different wheels to yield a super high sheen and a polished finish. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Woo! Love that. It's awesome looking. Holy shit. In the wild. We're live. This is my daughter. I love my daughter. My KK. Me and my wife will have a debate if she's my KK or her KK. She's my KK. So Kayla Kiesel, here you go. Working on taping off some fretboards. Doing a lot of masking. She does a lot of prep here when she's here. It's good to have you here. Yolanda here does the majority of our prep. Tanner Wakeman's gonna shit his pants right now because there's his guitar. He's gonna be like, oh my God, my guitar's on the live. Mr. Tanner Wakeman, there you go.
Almost the second you said that, Tanner said, that was mine.
That's great, dude.
There you go. And that is a custom Raspberry Jam Arctic, and it's actually a custom version of the Raspberry Jam Arctic. So I called it Special Raspberry Jam. So it's not just a normal
Got a special
Raspberry
one,
Jam,
man.
it's something special for Tanner. Look at Nick. Nick's already over here.
2 places at
Doubling
once,
up,
man.
I told everybody, I said, everybody shuffle so it looks like we have way more employees. Quick, busy. Quick, look busy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, are we busy? It's crazy. And look at this. I mean, look at the crazy finishes. Like, that's not something we offer, but holy shit, that's badass. We probably should. What do you guys think? You guys think this is badass? I want to see some hearts on those screens.
Glacial. Very glacial.
For sure. Casey in there, our head painter. Our paint room is super clean. In fact, okay, let's open the door. Look how clean that paint room is. Everything labeled and proper. What's up?
Damn.
Yo. Good lighting here. I remember when we first moved into this building, it was like, holy shit, we could see every little imperfection. You know, what are we going to do? You know, and it was like hard for the guys to paint. After about a week, they were like, we love it because we can see every little detail. So our finishes were always known to be really high quality. And when we moved here about, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago now, our finishes stepped up that much more. They really did.
Man, that's so
Let's
cool
see, we
stuff
got some
over
rad
here.
ones here. So, show off a few. So here we go. Look at that. Little pink Arctic. This is for Loy, one of our Kiesel artists. Right. Here is a denim.
Nice.
So all the denims, all the Arctics, the candies, I do all those finishes myself. So if you hate them, it's definitely my fault. If you love them, then I'm a happy camper. When I do the denims, what I like to do is I like to do a natural wood